Good morning, gentlemen, good evening, gentlewomen, and good afternoon to all of you kids coming back from school. Today, we are talking about something quite important for patch 10.0.7 because we are talking about gear, we are talking about loot, and we're talking about item level. Of course, the new thing of patch 10.0.7 is this thing right here, the Annulet ring. You will get as soon as you enter the Zoskera vault, you will get your first base ring at 405 item level. However, this thing right here can be increased all the way up to item level 424. And this is turning out to be quite important because while initially the primordial stones were kind of weak on your ring, they have now received a last minute buff of 25% more power across the board, which has made them very, very good for many specs. So it's going to be quite cool for you to get this ring upgraded ASAP. So how do you go at upgrading this ring? Well, first of all, we have the part where only jewel crafters will care about, because you have to go in the new quest hub of the Forbidden Reach and talk to the red goggles lady, also known as Trader Hargath. You talk to her and you buy the recipe for jewel crafter, the crystal tuning fork. So, what happens in the Forbidden Reach is that there are a whole bunch of rares for everyone, but also there are a whole bunch of profession rares. These profession rares can only be summoned if you have in your inventory the respective item, the profession-related item. And of course, the one that will be more important is the one for jewel crafters because it's tied to an item, it's tied to gear. So you want the crystal fork because you want to be able to craft the crystal tuning fork, which is needed to get to summon the rare required to loot the design to upgrade the stones in the ring. So once you buy the recipe for the crystal tuning fork, you need the crystal fork. Unfortunately, this is where the RNG comes into play because the crystal fork is found just by defeating enemies in the Forbidden Reach. There is no trick here, there is no cheese, you just have to go and kill a bunch of stuff. Rares, more likely perhaps, for more chance, and eventually, after a while, you will get to loot the crystal fork. Once you loot the crystal fork, you can craft your crystal tuning fork, which is required to summon the rare. Talking about the rare summoning, unfortunately also the rare is on a 3-location spawn cycle. These are the 3 locations for your coordinates, and these are the 3 locations in the map. The rare, being this guy right here, Amethyst, is a rock boy, and being a rock boy, unfortunately, he's also in a cave every time, which also means it's gonna be harder for you to realize if the resonant crystal has spawned in that area, because you have to go down inside a cave filled with mobs, and right at the end to check if the crystal is active. If the crystal is active, then you can click on it with your crystal tuning fork and summon the rare. Also, cheesing this skill can also be a little bit harder because you could, for example, search the looking for group tool to find someone who has found the crystal being active. But the crystal being in 3 different locations, perhaps you might be parking yourself in the resonant crystal location 1, and the looking for group tool has found the rare in the resonant crystal location 3, which might make things a little bit awkward. Either way, once you find the resonant crystal active, you click on it, you summon Amethyst, and once you defeat Amethyst, you have the guaranteed chance to loot the design Unstable Elementium. This is the design required to craft the actual item that can increase the item level of the gems. What is required to craft this thing and to upgrade the item level of the gems? Number 1, the thing required first is the cheaper one, the Silken Gem Dust, which is found by crushing normal gems from the Dragon Isles. This is going to be very cheap. This is going to be purchasable from the auction house for very little gold. The more important piece for crafting this Unstable Elementium is going to be the Dormant Primordial Fragment. This is what you earn by crushing unwanted primordial stones. Now, you go into the Zoskera vaults, you play around in the Zoskera vaults, you will start looting a whole bunch of primordial stones, many of them. And also, you will not need many of them. So, what do you do with the unwanted ones? You use Break Primordial Stone on those gems to loot dormant primordial fragments, and those are the fragments you need to get to craft the item, to increase the item level of the actual primordial stones you have equipped on the ring, which will also then increase the item level on the ring itself. This is also the part which is usable by non-jewel crafter. This is not a jewel crafter specific spell. Everyone will have the chance to break the primordial stones they don't need to loot this dormant primordial fragment item, and then use these to request a crafting order from the jewel crafter to craft them the item. So this is for both the jewel crafters who actually want to do it by themselves and actually craft the thing by themselves, or for the players who are not jewel crafters who want to loot this to then request crafting orders to the jewel crafters. And that is how you get to upgrade the level of your ring. Of course, what is required is for you to play the Zeskera vaults, because you find the primordial stones only in the Zeskera vaults. So the only way for you to get more and more dormant primordial fragments is to go in the Zeskera vaults, keep clearing the doors, keep clearing the rooms, and then keep looting primordial stones for you to crush and to get this reagent needed to craft the unstable elementium item to upgrade your ring. So this is what you have to do in this patch if you want to bring your ring, your new 405 item level amulet, all the way up to 424 in this patch. With this short video, this short PSA on how to improve your newly acquired ring, we are now leaving each other with our Redux version of our goodbyes. Thanks, of course, everyone for watching the video. There are plenty of ways to support, which by now you all know already, so we can leave in a quicker way for today. Thanks for everyone for watching. See you guys soon, and in the meantime, what a shame. I wish they kept the ring super weak, so I didn't have to bother doing all this grind.